Okay, I think we're live. Hi, everyone. I see everybody in the chat. How are you guys doing? I just want to make sure everybody can see and hear us. So if you can just put a 1 in the chat, if you can see and hear us. And this is my partner. This is my co-host. This is Wolf Dragon. And this is episode 1, season 1. And I just want to make sure, give everybody a minute or two. I just want to make sure everybody can hear us. Okay, thank you, Ryushin. I just want to say I'm really sorry, you guys. I just moved. I haven't gotten my Wi-Fi set up yet, so I am doing this on my phone. Normally, I do this from my laptop. So my co-host is going to be the driver today, and we're planning on doing this, I think, every Saturday morning. Now, next week, I believe we're going to be doing this on Zoom. So we'll get everybody the link if anyone wants to participate. My friend Christina is going to let us use her Zoom. And I think there's like 100 people that it can accommodate. So that's our plan. But what we're going to talk about today is the Kraken, or what we call the Cthulhu monster. And I'm going to go ahead and let my co-host, he's got a video clip that we've prepared. And thank you to Connor. And this was a video that Connor did with Renetta called The Secrets of the Continental Divide. And so it's about an 8-minute clip. And I'm going to go ahead and let you present your screen. And whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and start that.
Okay. All right, first, let me go here.
Yeah, this is our first trial run, you guys. So thanks for being patient.
Yeah. I haven't used StreamYard before, so I'm like, I have to get familiar with it. But let me see here. Share screen.
Yeah, there should be a toggle on the bottom for sharing the audio. I always go to share all screens.
Yeah, let me see. Share screen. Share screen. Share screen. Share
Hey,
audio. Yeah, okay. So it's showing
you'll have to click on it.
yeah.
I'm not seeing anything yet. When you click on it, you'll say share screen, and you have to click on the image. And then right below that, there should be a toggle to share the audio.
Yeah, the audio was on.
Okay, we're not seeing anything.
Yeah, hold on, I'm trying to get, here we go. Okay, I'm about to share the video. Let me know if you can see it.
Okay, I'll let you know when we can see it. So far, we just see you. Oh, I think I have to add it to the stage. Okay, hold on, let me do that.
Probably had more fertility gods than the Africans.
Hold on, it's going.
Than the ancient people of the Middle East, because we know the ancient people of Middle East and Africa were all fertility gods, right? Okay, because their landmass is a giant testicle with a shaft, right? Okay, now let's get to mainland Europe. I gotta flip this one upside down for you guys to see this. So we're going to Portugal, Spain, and France, and look at what Portugal, Spain, and France looks like. Do you see this? Look at this being. Italy becomes the hand of the being. This is the head. Portugal becomes the head of the being. You guys see this? Oh, sorry, let me move this. Sorry. Why does Portugal and Spain look like a giant head? Look the beard, look the beard. And the head has 3 horns. 1 horn here, another horn here, and another horn here. You guys see this? A triple crown. You guys see his eyes? Look at his eyes. Now, I did a live stream with a guy. I have to mention him because otherwise I don't want him to think I'm stealing his work. I did a live stream with a guy, and he was showing this particular Portugal and Spain and North Africa, but he didn't show it. I don't remember him showing it in this direction. Okay, I don't want him to come and say I stole his work. I am giving him credit. Now, why does Europe look like the face of an entity? Sherry said looks like Satan. That's funny. Okay, he looks like an entity with triple humps on his head. What did Craig de Moutois tell us about when the god has 3 humps on the head? And Italy becomes his hand. Look how big, look at him. Do you guys see him?
Yep.
Okay. So what entity do you think this is? Okay, Kimmy says, look like that bird creature from Harry Potter. Let's go look.
Oh, hippogriff.
What do you guys think of this? Let me see. Bird creature, Harry Potter. Oh, that's a satire? Connor, is that called a satire?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's a hippogriff. Hold on.
Hippogriff. Okay.
It's a hippogriff.
Oh my God, it does look like a hippogriff. Oh God, no! Hold on. And the back of the hippogriff, his tail is going into the penis. A griffin. That's what it is. A griffin. Why does Europe look like a griffin?
Griffin. Yeah, Peter Griffin. Oh, crap.
Whoa, what does this mean? Now, look at the coat of arms of many European countries. Okay, we got a winged, okay, Griffin coat of arms. Let's look it up. EUROPE, Griffin coat of arms.
Poland, House of Griffin. Yeah,
Okay.
Peter Griffin.
Go ahead, Connor, go for it.
Oh, this is in my bloodline. Oh, I gotta tell this.
Okay, go ahead.
So,
Bring home.
the Habsburgs, Austria-Hungary, have a griffin, a symbol of royalty. That's what it is. Poland and Pomerania. So Pomerania is where Finland, I think it is. Again, this is a country that has been extinct for centuries. But if you want to show them the coat of arms, you can do that.
Okay, sure. Let me. You don't want to read this first, or no?
All right, I'll read it first. So let's start with Poland. The coat of arms depicts a red griffin with a golden beak and claws in a combat position. It was designed by Casimir V, Duke of Pomeria Stettin, during the Battle of Grunwald in 1410. The House of Griffin. The coat of arms of this dynasty features a griffin, also known as Pomerania, is their primary fief or estate. It is heraldic emblem, was the seal of Casimir II, Duke of Pomerania, in 1194. Go down a little bit. Latvia features a griffin with a shield and is a supporter, this griffin holds a sword and symbolizes Vidzam and Latgale historical territories on modern-day Latvia. Lithuania shows a white griffin as a supporter. Austria-Hungary significantly features a black gold griffin. So again, griffin has the tail of a lion. If you want to show them what it looks like.
Connor, did I cut you off? My apologies.
It's okay.
Okay, my apologies for that. Do you want me to go back and finish it? That was a mistake. Let's go back and finish it. That was really a mistake. Okay, sorry. I thought you were done. My brother, take it away.
In heraldry, the griffin is a symbol of strength, military courage, and leadership. I just mentioned before. It's a creature with a body, hind legs, the tail of a lion, and wings, front talons, and the head of an eagle. Now I'm done.
All right, Connor, my apologies. I thought you were done. That was a mistake. Okay, now, griffins. Why is it that Europe? Why does Europe look like a griffin? And why the old coat of arms of Europe is filled with griffins? Now, Nathan and Kimmy, Nathan said griffins were the symbol of Tartaria, and Kimmy said Persia, Tartaria, and Germany also used griffins. Europe was a griffin. Now, here's my question. Why a griffin? Why a chimera? Why? And why is it that the tail of the griffin goes into the penis of Norway, Sweden, and Denmark? Look at it. The tail is going into the testicles, and the testicles look like it's opening up. You guys see that?
Yep.
Amazing, right?
Yes.
Okay, Kay, thank you, Kay. Welcome. Kay said the old Haitian flag, let's look it up. Old Haitian flag had a griffin when Haiti had a king, right? Okay, Haitian flag with griffin. Okay, let's see here. Images. Okay, can you send us a link, Kay? Because, you know, Google is not the best when it comes to Haiti. Okay, Google could kick rocks. Okay, so Europe is a griffin. Now, griffins are known for their talons, their sharp talons. This is why Europe is always going around the planet trying to conquer people. Those talons, stay home, griffin. I'm joking, I'm clowning around.
That was good. I love her voice. I think that was it. That's where it ended.
Okay.
Did the video ended? Did you want to then go into?
Yeah, I'll take it off the screen.
Okay. It was I love listening to her. You know, I wish I would have gotten to know her. But it's very interesting how she, you know, you can see all of this, but the point she was making is that it's this symbolic creature, but the thing that I got out of it is that it envelops the world. You know, it's putting its talons into the world, into people, manipulating, trying to just change how everyone thinks, cause division, do everything negative that it could possibly do. And you know, that was for me, that was a great introduction into how this creature that we're going to talk about also has, you know, its tentacles, you know, just in everything. It does have it's positive, but it also has a very negative connotations too. So it was really cool how she pointed that out.
Yeah, I really loved Renetta. I just don't feel like I got enough time with her, but I feel like she gave me a family. Like I just the bestest friends I couldn't have even ever dreamed up. So I always say I'll take a cave full of friends over a cave full of treasures. You know, my friends are my treasures. What I really took away from it was, and this is kind of what I'm trying to explain with knowledge of the forever time, is we seem to be going through these cycles of about 5,125 years to about 10,000 years. It's like we start over, there's always like a flood or some kind of cataclysm, and then we get back up to this like precipice with technology, right? Well, you know, they started these coats of arms and all this heraldry, I think during the 1200s. And we're going to have Connor come on next week. Connor is one of the most well-versed in heraldry, and he's going to explain how the basics of it, the language, how it really is a language and what it's communicating, and you know, the vernaculars like the tinctures, which are colors, and what the sigils mean, because these are bloodline families that go back to this you know, satanic Luciferian brotherhood. And what I'm really trying to stress is that they obviously knew what these countries looked like from outer space. I mean, supposedly we are the most advanced we've ever been now. And why is it that they picked these particular creatures? Well, looking at Google Earth, you can see they obviously knew. And Ryushin's right. It was a griffin. Like, you can literally see the paws raised. I mean, this is very symbolic. They use all of these images to this day, and they're signaling with it. And the reason why we decided to pick this Cthulhu, or this octopus creature, which I could be wrong, but I believe it's a type of Leviathan. Well, during Knowledge of the Forever time, there was a very interesting clip. And I do want to let you guys know, if anyone hasn't seen it, you can watch it for free. I have the first 7 videos on my playlist. The 8th video, you can watch it for free on BitChute, BITCHUTE, if you're not in Europe. I believe it's blocked in Europe. But I would recommend everybody watch it. Now, if you go on BitChute, there's a couple variations of it. It should be almost 2 hours long. There's somebody else who has it up there, and it's not quite the full length, but you know, it's a very well put together series. And so my story is this: they're in Chicago O'Hare Airport, and I forget the year. And Jason, actually, I'm not sure if Jason's here, but Jason got to interview somebody that was working at the airport. I don't know if there's like an air traffic controller, but basically what happened was mid-morning, there was a UFO hovering over gate C-17 in the broad daylight. And it was there for quite a while. And then it shot straight up into the clouds, and it stopped. They were able to track it on radar. They were able to see that it stopped at a particular cluster of constellation. And I never say it right, but I believe it's Ceres, C-E-R-E-S. Now, Ceres is known as like a whale, but in ancient times, they called it the Kraken. And so we keep coming back to this creature, right? Like, even the stars, the way they're registered, I believe it's like the new star catalog, it's NC-17. So that's the connection with the gate that it was hovering over at Chicago O'Hare Airport. What Damon T. Berry says is that there are these factions that come from Orion, and they come from Alpha Centauri, and they come and they harvest and they reset everybody on the planet. And there's a few people that survive. Now, when they reset it, these people that do survive, if they talk about the technology, if they talk about anything, it's punishable by death. And what it seems like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just listening to you.
Do you have your noise cancellation on? I noticed there's some interference in the background. I don't know if you go in. Okay, I'm sorry about that. It might be me too. Okay. I apologize. But basically what I'm trying to say is this, is that they have this information, and these survivors, I'll tell you what, like, I don't know that I could be so selfless that in my last days that I would be putting my time into trying to leave clandestine messages for the future generations. I think most of us would be with our families, our loved ones, right? We would be spending our final moments with those we care about. These people were so selfless that they spent their final days trying to leave clandestine messages. And I'm going to go back on Monday with Rob and Coley on Typical Skeptic, and I'm going to present the part about the Stargate. But today we're going to focus on this Cthulhu monster, which seems to go all the way back to ancient times. And I'm going to let my co-host present. So we have some images. We may have to do a Google search, but those images, I believe, that came from Iraq. They're like a bas relief, and I'll have to put you back on the stage to show that. But if you have those handy and you want to share them, I kind of want to start with those.
Yeah, the bas relief, I couldn't, the pictures that you sent me, because for the first time ever, my email wasn't, like, I would just go in and just, save to and just send it to my email. And the email for the first time wasn't accepting anything I was giving it. I restarted my computer, everything, and I'm just trying to send one image at a time, and it wouldn't even take it.
Okay, so after the show's over, you guys, I will put them up as a post on the YouTube. Okay. My
I mean,
friend,
I have other images, you know, other patches and things.
yeah,
I'll have
we
to
want
look for that.
let's do that. Yeah, I just want to show you guys like there seems to be this pattern that's emerged, okay? Like especially in Silicon Valley, I've noticed that these they're people, I guess. I don't really think they're people, but these lizards, they tend to name their businesses after references with Lord of the Rings. Specifically the Eye of Sauron, right? The big red eyeball. And I did do a show with my friend Steven from BG Cast, and we talked about that eyeball. And we're going to show you, I guess we should start with the patches. We'll start with those, and we'll go ahead and add them to the stage. And I'm going to let Wolf Dragon drive. And I just want to show you guys. Now, this is somebody else's work, and I forget the gentleman's name, but he wrote a book. I'm not trying to take credit for something I didn't do. My understanding is that these patches are connected to mission and space launches with the alphabet soup companies, okay? And like Never a Straight Answer, those people. And they seem to be connected with satellites that they're putting up that are there to be like a big brother, okay? Like an eye in the sky. Sorry, I'm trying to be very careful about how I word this. So I'll go ahead when you're ready. I'll add it back onto the stage for you.
Okay. Let me see.
Probably had more fertility gods than the African.
Sorry.
The video. Yeah, we got to take the video down.
I'm going to go to images. And let me get.
You're cool.
I'm going to show that one first. Let's see if it. Where'd it go? Okay. It's coming.
You are correct. It is a magical creature. Yeah. You're not late. No, don't even worry, girl. You're fine. You're fine. You made a grand entrance. Okay.
Oh, I have the one patch up that looks like the eye. Oh, there it is. I'm just trying to like zoom in on it.
Stage, Han. There we go. All right, there. Now it should be on the stage. Let me remove this one. Remove. All right. Do you see it on the stage or no? All right. I've got it. So don't click it. I've got it on the stage. It should be visible. Okay. Can you guys see it?
There's no way for me to like zoom in on it.
I think you can hit Control+ on your computer.
Okay, let's see.
Can you guys see it on the screen or not? I can't tell. There we go. Now I see it. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Now, you guys, this thing is crazy because I had all these patches I was downloading, right? Like hundreds of them. And this one I almost deleted because all the other ones, they were making perfect sense. And this one, I could not read the font. But those who are familiar with Lord of the Rings, there's a very specific saying that's like one ring to rule them all, one ring to bind them. This patch says one satellite to rule them all, one satellite to bind them. And this particular image with these colors, right? Like this yellow with the orange and the pupil, it looks very reptilian. I'm seeing this thing everywhere. We're going to show you some wall murals in a bit, but I was hoping that you wouldn't mind telling everybody what you were telling me on the phone about this Cthulhu creature and kind of like the myth behind it and stuff.
Yeah, this patch is very interesting because it took a line from Lord of the Rings where it says, keep it secret, keep it safe.
Yeah.
That was like the big thing because of the ring and all the power. And as you can see in this patch, it has all the Elvish writing going all the way around, and then also the elvish writing on the ring. I wish I could get I can't get my mouse to go in, and so I could show you everything. But.
Can you do it with the keyboard? Can you not hit Control Plus on the keyboard?
Yeah, I think that hold on. Yeah, I was doing that, but it was making my screen go all crazy.
Okay. All right. Well,
hold on. Let me do this another way real quick.
Okay.
Share.
Thanks, you guys. Sorry, I know we're a little disorganized today, but we're gonna get it together.
Okay. Like the tab.
And also, maybe if we know which patch it is, we can tell everybody in the audience. That way, they can look it up independently. I just, my vision's so bad I can't read it. But these all have numbers. They're all numbered. So there's a way to, or you can even take a screenshot and do an image search of it.
Yeah, what it says here, this is no joke, this is the actual mission patch that SpaceX will launch in December.
December of 2025?
It doesn't have a date, unfortunately, you know, like on the picture itself.
Oh, I got you. I got you. So what's interesting, in Maya, she said it in the chat too. So like one of the images I see all the time is like, it's like a picture of the Earth, but it's like a net, right? Like it's not a solid planet. It's like the grid lines. And if you look in the center of those grid lines, they have made, it's very subtle, but you can't unsee it once you do. It is a reptilian vertical pupil. And the whole thing you mentioned about keep it secret, keep it safe, that was the name of one of the soundtracks for Lord of the Rings. So I went searching, and I'm not even kidding you. That guy Teal, right? I don't want to say anyone's name. He has like 5 or 6 businesses that have a reference to Lord of the Rings. And I shit you not, one of them is called Myth Real, and the other one's called And You're Ill. And it just kept going and going. I found all these video game companies, and they have games like Gods Will Fall, Kingdom Come. I mean, it just goes on and on. The Illusion of Gaia. And I was talking to somebody who used to work for one of these alphabet soups, and they were telling me these are interdimensional games. So, you know, I'm not sure how that works, but Renetta used to say, you know, the as above, so below. There's a version of us here, you know, on the surface, and there's a version of us in the cloud, and there's a version of us in the underworld. And so she was saying, like, if you're signing a contract, right, like, I signed a contract with the Navy when I went to boot camp. Well, she was telling me there's a version of myself in the underworld that also signed a contract, and there's a military base that's in that particular realm. So this as above, so below, it's not just us. There's many versions of ourselves. And I'm guessing that this version of us that's in the cloud, that's how this interdimensional game works.
Wow.
So yeah, do you want to show some of the other ones, the ones that have like the yellow and the green octopus?
Yes. Let me. I actually found a couple too as I was doing my research.
Yeah, you're the journalist. You're at it.
Let me just make sure. When I share the screen, I just want to make sure I have this set up. I still have to get used to.
You're good. You're doing great. I was going to use my phone as a hotspot for my computer, but I tried to make a video yesterday and it was freezing so badly. And I just think it's so aggravating when you're trying to watch a live stream and things keep crashing. So I just decided to just use the phone for now. I'll have Wi-Fi in a week or two. We moved from Alabama to Oklahoma, so it was like a 12-hour drive, and I'm starting to get my house unpacked, but you know, it's been very draining. I'm just exhausted. So, and it took a lot of money. It took almost pretty much every penny we had. And I had a couple friends that were kind enough to help me out. And so next month, we're going to get Wi-Fi in the house. So thanks for bearing with us, everybody. Hey, Connor. See everybody. Okay, go ahead.
I put one up. It says the new image is Kraken one. Yeah, and then I have what it means. Like I have another screen with what it means on the bottom.
Okay. Yeah. So I noticed they all have these. It's kind of like in the heraldry, right? You guys, like you find these mottos or these creeds, and Connor, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, so Connor's going to come on next week and he's going to educate us on all of this whole language of heraldry. But they all seem to have like these coats of arms and these crests. They all seem to have like a motto that goes back to that house or that bloodline. And I know you said you were going to explain it. So let me go ahead and be quiet and you can go ahead and explain it.
Well, I got you. But to go back to, you know, kind of going back from what Renetta was talking about, how these images are, you know, everything is connected to the earth. Everything is sort of like connected to us, you know, like we're all entangled with this, you know, with this net, like you were talking about. And there's also another patch that actually shows two eyes with, you know, like a net going around. Because these patches have to do with, you know, national reconnaissance, you know, which that even in and of itself is very telling, because that's basically saying, you know, they're keeping an eye on everything. You know, it's recon, but it's like for the entire earth, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
with Renetta talking about the griffin and, you know, having its talons, you know, in everything, in the earth, in us, you know, in our consciousness, this character, this symbol, this persona that was created by Lovecraft, you know, the Cthulhu creature, which actually Cthulhu actually means the great dreamer, you know, which is very interesting. But this pattern, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was hoping maybe you could talk about that a little bit more. You were telling me about the dream state and
yeah, because the whole thing with Cthulhu is the myth behind it, which I don't believe that it's a myth. I believe that this is something that is happening, but because everybody's so caught up with the symbolism of the creature, you know, they kind of lose sight of the, you know, the more subtle nuance. Like Cthulhu is the great dreamer, right? This is a giant creature with an octopus head, has large wings, and kind of a humanoid body. But when the creature was created, you know, this image, it was meant to instill fear, you know, and the whole octopus, you know, with the tentacles, that's like for a lot of people is very frightening, you know, because the tentacles are always depicted of, you know, just going into everything, touching everything, you know, the octopuses are constantly touching, but that goes to, you know, its tentacles are just in everything in your life, in your consciousness, in your dreams, in your, you know, just causing you to think all kinds of craziness, because Cthulhu, the myth of Cthulhu is that he's this giant creature that is at the bottom of the ocean, and the ocean, of course, being consciousness, let's say, but consciousness of the entire world, the collective consciousness or unconscious. And this creature lies at the bottom of the ocean, supposedly dead, but not really. He's actually asleep, like in some deep hibernation. And he is telepathically communicating with every single person whose consciousness is not, for lack of a better word, they're not grounded. They're not very strong, you know, consciously. They're very neurotic, and so many things bother them. Like, you know, they're very fearful of things because that's just the way they grew up, and they never really got a handle on it. So Cthulhu mostly attacks these poor people because they don't have their, they don't have any defenses. So Cthulhu is telepathically, literally sending communication through the dream world to every single human being that has no defenses. They don't have their defense up. They're not thinking about um, taking care of their aura or their human energy field. They're just open. They're just normal. They're just going through life, just very normal, not thinking about the bigger picture, not thinking that any of this is really happening. So here he is sending out all these dreams telepathically, and his purpose is to cause madness, to cause division, to cause you know um, to cause
Mayhem.
you to. I'm sorry.
Mayhem.
Yes, but like constantly. See, but this is happening in the unconscious world, the collective unconscious. You see, it's not the subconscious. This creature goes deeper. It's going into the collective unconscious. Just like the black magicians, this is what they do. A lot of them say, well, we rule the world because we know how to get into the collective unconscious world. And what we do there then manifests. It comes up out of that deep darkness of the unconscious into the subconscious. And then plus everything that you're seeing every day, that you're listening to, that you're experiencing, that also, so it's coming, it's kind of coming like this. He's coming from the bottom. Oh, sorry. He's coming from the bottom, we're coming from the top just with our own experiences, and then that clashes. So
Wow.
this creature's purpose is to cause chaos 24 hours a day, because then of course then that causes you to then manifest all this horrible anguish, this negative energy, that just then
Illusion.
comes out of you. And of course, then they feed on that. That's a very, very powerful energy. So imagine, just for example, this is 8 billion people or less, give or take. The people are all feeling this all at the same time. Could you imagine the massive, massive amounts of negative energy just coming out of the people, just all at the same time like this? And these beings, these entities are all just feeding off of that. It's like they talk about the ether, right? Nikola Tesla talked about the ether and how they can just, harness it. They can just feed into it. And but this is for good. The ether is just around all the time, over everything, over us. So, but that's good. Imagine human beings are now creating, just because of this, because of the Cthulhu, because of the unconscious mind being disrupted. Imagine all the people of the earth then creating this negative ether. And this is what these negative beings, feed off of. It's like endless, because people, around the world are like they're in constant anguish, they're in constant pain, they're in constant, their thoughts are just all over the place sometimes. And, I've heard so many times, I'm sure you have, and our audience has too, that people say, I can't even put one thought together. I'm just like so mixed up.
Yes.
So this is sad that this happens, but this is what's happening. This is why these negative beings have so much to feed off of.
Yes. So, something else I wanted to mention was I did a show with Connor back in May. It was called Solutions with Michelle Whitney. And one of the things I was working on with Renetta was, using a scalar wave and basically hijacking their system and raising the frequency, right? And I don't want to get too much into all that, but one of the things I did was I mapped out all these players that have sworn an oath or allegiance to the UN. There's a person that sits on the board for pretty much every country. and they are all contributing, whether with infrastructure, software, and what their goal is they want to have like drone swarms, and they've already passed the laws in the legal language where they're basically going to control everybody with satellite frequencies. And I mapped it out starting with long-range acoustical devices and went all the way up to brain-computer interfaces, Bluetooth, that cosmic.
I have a patent that you sent me. Remember you were talking about that patent?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's just, I think that what has happened is this, and I could be wrong, but all this technology that they have plugged into the Earth's natural electromagnetic grid, I think that this is like a radio or a body of sorts that these entities are utilizing to, move throughout. And we know that the brain is incredibly fragile and that the brain waves are incredibly easily manipulated. And so we know when we get into deeper brainwave states, like with meditations and stuff, that we are able to manifest and we're able to, they talk about people that are able to lucid dream. And I'm being a little silly here, but let's say you want to know the tango, if you're able to tap into this lucid dreaming state, you can pull this information through into the physical. And I think that's how they're doing it, is they're wanting to use all of this technology. That's why you see all these satellites going up, you guys, and they're low orbit. And, Musk is creating like a nebula or some shit like that, like a literal satellite constellation. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. I think he's been doing it for years.
Yeah. Have you seen the pictures, you guys? It's like Taylor Swift looks like Anton LaVey's daughter. It begins with the, I forget her name, so forgive me. But there's literally a picture in black and white, and it looks like Musk as a vampire or a werewolf. And it's like the same people just keep fucking incarnating. And I'll give you a perfect example. They talk about this in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. It says I am like a man, but I'm not like a man, and I walk amongst you. And they talk about these rejuvenation chambers where the body is basically in a 10,000 year cycle. In the rejuvenation chamber, they download the consciousness, they pull the body out, they pop the old one in there, right? And they keep walking around. There was another, oh my gosh, I wish Anchor Haven was here. I love the story of this guy. He supposedly never dies. Oh my God, what is his name?
Oh, Flamel, you're talking about.
No, I'm not talking about Nicholas Flamel. This guy is, they talk about how he was there during the signing of the Constitution. Somebody came.
Oh, Saint Germain.
Saint Germain. Saint Germain. Yes. Saint Germain. Thank you. I think that guy, I'm sorry. I don't know if he's a nefarious or a beneficial to humanity type of character, but I think his story is freaking fascinating. And he's one of those that keeps popping up and he's not aging, right? I do think that Gates and the guy that had the island, I don't think that guy is dead. I don't. It's not too far of a leap for me to make with all the SSP stuff. And they talk about the 20M backs and what they can do with the consciousness, and they can grow a clone or, all this stuff. It is not difficult. Hey, Anchor Haven. I'm not having a hard time believing that they can basically jump from body to body. And I don't think they're freaking human. I don't think they have the best for humanity at heart. And I think it's us that has to unite. I really think we're the ones with the power. That's why so much manipulation. That's why there's so much, being done in the subconscious or the unconscious. If they were really, holding all the power, they would be sitting down and negotiating with us in a state where we would have our faculties about us. But, you know, I do believe that we know how this is going to end. And while I'm not a religious person, I am spiritual. I don't think that they're going to, you know, their goal is that they want to create this ultimate super soldier that they're able to get into the throne room of God. And I mean, it says that, you know, only man can go boldly in the throne room of God. Well, I think that what they're trying to do is either through genetic harvesting, through marriage, through children, these lineages, I think they're trying to establish themselves as the oldest DNA or lineage on the earth, because man has been given dominion over the planet. And so, I mean, there's a whole bunch that goes into this, but, you know, I'm just trying to be basic for the sake of time.
Yeah.
I also think, though, you know, there's another story too that I'm trying to remember it, but I think it was, oh my God, what's his name? Maury, the guy that did the Sons of Sam, and he was a investigative journalist. I think his name was like Maury Terry or something like that. And he talked about this like octopus like network, right? Like that they have their tentacles in every pie. They have every, you know what I mean? I've learned through Jesse Zaboter how this Luciferian Brotherhood, the government side, and then the Sovereign Military Order of Malta. This is a foreign military with a foreign air force, a foreign navy. They have their own financial mechanism that's free of checks and balances, and that is who they are loyal to. And they are planning this ultimate apocalyptic war where they're going to use super soldiers and they're going to try to storm the throne room of God. And they think they're going to get in. And we already know it's written that they're not. They're not going to get one toe in there. But this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That's all I was going to say. I believe this is a war on the soul, a war of the light, and a war over the dimension of being able to physically manifest, right? I really do think, and there's a Holocaust that's gone throughout the whole galaxy. I mean, it's not just us. For some reason, Earth is very important. And I think they say like Earth is like the womb of the universe. Like something happens here where I think this is where planets and other life come into creation. Now, I could be totally wrong. And I'm willing to admit if I make a mistake, and I'm willing to look at evidence. But there's something very special about this planet. And they obviously are here and they want to take dominion over it. So,
yeah, for sure.
Anyways, if you want to share some of the other images, I digress.
No, it's okay. No, but you're right. You know, before I share the other images, I just wanted to tell you that even in the Star Wars movies, they were, you know, the Emperor Palpatine. Anybody who's a Star Wars fan knows exactly who that is. He was obsessed with immortality. His whole character, right from the beginning, you know, of course, he was the Emperor of the dark side. But when you really watch the whole story all the way to the end, so the very last movie they made, he was obsessed with immortality. And he was doing that very thing in the movie, creating all these cloned bodies and just jumping his consciousness from each one, and each body would last for, you know, I don't know. So yeah, it's even in the movies they show all of this. So it's very interesting.
Hey, Willow. See you here. Yes, you're right. The God that rules this planet is not the Most High. In my personal opinion, I think it's Yahweh. And I think there's some Canaanite or bullheaded gods. And basically, I mean, you can also say it goes back to like Enki and Enlil. You know, he went off the deep end. He was the God king over Israel, and he basically went off the deep end and decided that he wanted to rule everybody and enslave humanity. And I think we're on the precipice of this. You know what I mean? Like, it's obviously all coming to a climax. I think it's the next 3 years. I really do.
There's
I
an
do.
agenda.
Yeah, there is an agenda. I think this is the last reset, though. I do agree with Damon T. Berry that I don't think they're going to be allowed to continue to do this. I think this is the end. And, you know, when they talk about like the third of heaven that fell, well, these were master geneticists and they had lab partners. And they, and, you know, I think there were some that just because of the affiliation that they were taken to. And I know that there has been those that are divided and there's those that have been sitting on the sides waiting to see how this is going to work out. The time is coming. You don't get to just be neutral. You're going to have to choose a side. Me personally, I'm for the planet. I'm for the children. I'm for the animals. And if you're not for that, well, you're not on the side that I'm for. You know what I mean? I'm not into bullies. I'm not into these people drinking their fucking Google Chrome and going around and using fear mongering. You know what I mean? I do want to be very clear about that. I am not into fear mongering. I do, however, believe you need to know your enemy. And that's why we are looking at this. You know, the goal is to get to a solution. I think there's a lot of people out there that are talking about, oh, you know, all the same things with the fear, but you rarely hear people talking about a solution. And I think the solution is what Renetta talked about in her video, where it's love as a weapon. I think it has something to do with the scalar wave. I think it has something to do with 528 hertz. And I think it's great because they've already built all the infrastructure and I am all for hijacking it. You know what I mean? I feel like I came here during this time to be part of this war. And, you know, I don't feel like a victim. I'm not worried about myself. To me, there's a bigger picture here. And I do think we're warriors. And I think that, you know, now is the time. Now is the time to unite and to take back our sovereignty and, you know, to recognize our power and to step into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that and I'm sure everybody else knows it too, that what's happening now is all these, you know, corrupt governments, these nefarious people, beings that have their agenda, they know that there's something going on underneath, you know, under the ripples of the water. There's something going on, and they want to keep us so bogged down with our lives, our families, jobs, stress, anything to keep our attention away from focusing on protecting ourselves, on actually our star community, our community actually working together. Because when we work together, I mean, we're like, you know, unstoppable. You know what I mean? It's like, imagine all these awesome people, because they're awesome, and knowing the abilities that they have, and you know, whether you're practiced a lot or not, it doesn't matter. You are who you are, and when we get together, all of our abilities, you know, we activate each other. You know what I mean? So imagine they know this, and they're trying to keep us with all their little tactics to keep us apart, to keep us from doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is a very important time for sure.
I think it's amazing we're all finding each other. Like really, like the people we've met, like, oh my gosh, like I don't even have the words to describe it. Like, especially because my whole life, like I was so isolated and just bullied and didn't really have any friends. And now it's like a soul family. And I mean, I'm just so grateful. Like, I'm so grateful and just full of love for the people that have come into my life. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, I don't even know what to say, but I'm grateful for all of you. I love you all so much. And I'm so glad you guys are the ones in my life. So, anyways,
we're all very blessed to have you for sure.
Thank you. I'm a hot mess. Sorry. All right. So I don't, if you want to show some more of the images and stuff, I'm all for that.
Yeah. Yeah, the patch that I had on there earlier with the yellow octopus, that was Kraken 1. I have another one on has the writing underneath as to what that patch is.
Yeah, I think I see it. Let me.
You want to show that? Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
And then I'll show other ones. Yeah, that's cool.
Is that it?
Yeah. So this is Edward. This is what the days of the Edward Snowden days. You know, when he was leaking all this stuff.
Yes.
It says the NSA leaks broke shortly after the release of the patch. This one here, with the yellow octopus, leading many to speculate that the octopus represents the tentacles of the government reaching out to control the world. And I'm like, yeah, of course. After using freedom of information. Okay, I don't want to read too much, but yeah, but that's the gist of it. That the tentacles of the government are reaching out to control the world. But of course they are. Of course they don't want us saying these things. Oh, I'm going to threaten you. Right away we got to worry about threats and whatever. I'm like, you know what, man? I'm like, why go there? Why go there and threaten? I'm like, first of all, imagine this: all of us are on this earth. The chaos, the craziness that's going on is being manufactured to keep us down, to keep us depressed, to keep us oppressed, right? Like, we're not doing this to ourselves. This is being done to us. And then when we say, you know what, that's enough, man. You know what, I'm getting tired of this. And I can see you now. Now they're like, oh no, we can't have that. Now we're going to destroy their life. We're going to threaten them with all kinds of stuff. We're going to expose you. We're going to make up stuff about you. We're going to try to, unalive you or whatever. And I'm like, really? You're doing all of this to us. And then when we say that's enough, I'm tired of you. You're like, okay, yeah, we got to get rid of you now. It's like, really? Give me a break. It's nuts. They're all nuts. It's like you have a little animal in a cage, and you're like shaking the cage, and then when the animal gets angry, now you're like, oh, he's no more fun. She's no more fun. Yeah, we got to get rid of him. It's like,
I love octopus too, you guys. I really do. There's a guy who's like an octopus doctor on YouTube, and he's like, he saves octopus. I have nothing. I'll tell you, the only thing I don't like are freaking snakes, man. Like, that's.
Snakes?
I don't. Can't deal with fucking snakes. Like, it's like a mouth. It's just a mouth rolling around. I mean, you see me in the middle of the shadow ones are the worst. The ones that look like a snake. I can deal with lizards, I can deal with iguanas, I can deal with spiders. I like all those things. I just don't fucking like snakes. So not a fan of snakes. Ryushin had a video, I think it was on Typical Skeptic, or maybe it was a 4-hour video I watched of his, but he was talking about snakes, and it resonated so much with me. Like, I was so grateful for that video. Anyways, yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say.
I have the next image up. If you want to put it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up.
I did want to say to Willow, I watched that, My Octopus Teacher. It was on Netflix. It was the coolest thing ever.
Yes.
What?
That guy's on YouTube also, isn't it? It's like I know the show My Octopus Teacher, but isn't he on YouTube also? He's a doctor, he's like a veterinarian or a marine biologist, and he's got pet octopus, and he shows them all the time. Like, he'll put like a bottle or something in their aquarium, and they're so freaking majestic. I mean, I think it's so cool how they change colors. I love how they are able to get into things. I always think of Finding Nemo too, the octopus that can get through anything, right?
Yeah, the octopus is. I've always loved the octopus, even as a child, because they're the most interesting and awesome creature ever, because they are true shapeshifters.
Yeah.
Like, because their brain is literally inside their entire body. from the top of their head to the end of their tentacles. Their brain goes throughout their whole body. They can just touch anything and just turn into it. I think that's the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah, I did
Very
too.
cool.
So I see some imagery in here, and I just want to tell you, like, I think that hero has to do with like order of the bath or order of the bath. And I know when there are 3 lightning bolts, that has to do with Mountain Dew warfare. It also has to do with like Zeus and this whole tumultuous cycle of like conquering and destroying.
Yeah, it says trained to win, right? But you know, obviously, the octopus, he has a contract in one of his tentacles. Then, of course, he has the lightning bolt. But there's also hold on, I'll tell you right here in the lower right. The lower right, and when you're looking at the screen, it's to our right. What he has there, one of his tentacles, it looks like an atom.
Yeah, I'm going to read this for Spider Bite. So I believe what she's referring to, it's Information Warfare Training Command in Virginia Beach. It's so interesting. It goes back to Virginia Beach. Yeah, I used to work for Avis Budget in their corporate offices, and I handled government. I handled like Lockheed Martin and Deloitte. I handled all their contracts for rental vehicles, and our corporate office was like our accounting department was in Virginia Beach. And it was so funny because people thought Virginia Beach was a person, right? I was asking to talk to Virginia Beach, but they didn't know, it was a city in Virginia. But anyways, I will tell you guys this. There are 6 military bases where they take children from the ages of 4.5 to 10. Depending on the mascot of the school that the children go to, there's a dumb that correlates with it. And I can tell you, I believe 5 of them. I have a theory about number 6. I was talking to Anchor even about this. So you have Coronado in San Diego and the Palisades base. You have NORAD, or I think it's called Carderock Naval Warfare Center in Maryland. You have the Alaska, Greenland, Aleutian Islands, and then you have Ragnarok, which is, I believe, in Antarctica. Now, these north and south bases are fire magic bases. The 2 on the east and the 2 on the west, those are water magic bases. And they literally have portals that they will take these children from school through. They take them for super soldier training, magic training. They're fully trained by the age of 10, and they'll give them a screen memory at the end of the day. So you pick your kid up from school, and you think your kid's been on a field trip, and they're talking about dinosaurs, and you think your kid's got this wild imagination. You have no idea what your kid's been going through MK Ultra MyLab training all day long. And it's yes. And if anybody wants to know more about that, this is all thanks to the information from Jessie Zaboter. You can find her at Aquarius Rising Africa. You can go and get a free account registered at Kingdom Living with Jessie. And she has many, many free videos called Unveiling the System. And this is how I have learned how to read the seals. All these seals, you guys, these work like key map legends. If you have them ratioed correctly and you have the right seals, because certain seals mean different things, okay? If you have them ratioed correctly on the map and you know how to read it, you've got yourself a complete map decode on how to get into the underworld. You know who the authorities are in the area. You know what kind of rituals and sacrifices they're doing. My whole goal is that everybody learns how to do this so that they know what's going on in their communities. And she says there's 6 departments. These departments are managed by the Satanic Council. These are going to be your Latter-day Saint Mormons, your Freemasons, your Kabbalah, your Satanic Temples, your Jesuit Jews, and the Holy See. Now, am I saying every single person that's part of it knows this? No. There's a Grand High Priest and a Grand High Priestess at the top. They are on a need-to-know basis, and they have it set up this way so that they have laundering. They have the ability to launder money and drugs through there without being detected, but also so that if one of these legs falls out, they have 5 other mechanisms. And they basically have what they call the light side and the dark side of the system. And I'm sorry for people that are hearing me repeat myself. I apologize. It's for the new people. Don't get it twisted. Light side does not mean good. They are moving energy. You have to have opposites to attract. So they will literally go and cause, a false flag, like those fires that happen in California. They'll go and cause something like that. And then they'll literally send in the money and the resources to help people, right? So it's all fucking manufactured. Excuse my language. Anyways, go ahead. You can have the floor back.
Yeah, I did want to say this patch here is, it's so telling, right? Just to go through, just not just to show them, but, as you notice around the whole perimeter, there's a tensor ring, and tensor rings are extremely powerful and emanate a very specific kind of energy. Whatever's in the center of whatever they put in the center of that tensor ring, that's what's going to be shooting out. So that in and of itself is already very significant. Okay, but then look at what it has. Of course, it has the octopus, which that has a whole meaning. It's tentacles getting into everything. It's got the binary code behind there, and that binary code is not even random. That's actual language, and that binary code back there, I know, says very specific things. I don't read binary code, but I can learn. But I know that binary code behind there actually means something. The arrow is for targeting. They're targeting everyone. Okay. Then you have the contract and the feather pen. Okay, that's talking about agreements that someone is going to make or has made. I mean, this is a warfare training command, so obviously that's what that's all about. But that could also be pointing to who they're targeting, and the contracts that we have made that we can't remember, And then the magnifying glass is, they can see everything, or they're telling you, we can see everything. We see everything that's going on because everything is frequency, everything is information. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Do you mind if I talk quick about how these seals are read? Is that okay with you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I didn't mean to go on and on.
Yeah, no, you're great. I just want to tell everybody real quick because I'm seeing things like Freemasons and Rosicrucians, and you guys are right. So this is read like a clock, okay? Now these are just the basic principalities, okay? So at the top at 12 o'clock, you have Abaddon or Apollyon. At 5 o'clock, you have Baal. At 15 after, you have Molech. 25 after the hour, you have Baphomet. At the bottom in the center, you have Leviathan. 35 after, you have Azazel. 45 after, okay, they call it the thresholds or the crossroads. You're going to have Thoth. 55 to the hour, you're going to have Samuel. And yeah, I saw your comment, Connor. I did. I haven't had a chance to respond yet, but I will get there. Thank you, honey. In the center, you're going to have Ashtaroth. Okay. So in the center, you're going to have like your priestesses. You're going to have your temples. You're going to have your sacrificing worship. And this seal, like you see how on the outside it has like that rope and stuff. Those are connected to certain orders. Okay, you guys. There's thousands and thousands of these orders, and I'm glad Connor's going to come on next week because I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. There's like priestly orders, ecclesiastic orders. I mean, I have gone so far down the rabbit hole trying to understand this. So this is really more of Connor's expertise. And like I said, he's going to come on next week and he's going to talk to us about these things. But how it works is this. So at the top, you are, think of it like as above, so below, okay? You're going to have like your outer space, then you're going to have your airspace, then you're going to have your horizon, right? Your surface on the land, and then you're going to have under the water. Well, it says that Leviathan has been given the authority over the waterways. And if you look at like the Leviathan cross, right? It looks like a boat. If you look at the naval like warships and stuff, what do they have? Well, they have a mast, right? And then they have those crossbars. Those are the signs that allow them to have authority over the waterways. It also says that wherever Leviathan goes, so does the Holy Spirit. Now, Renetta had a theory, and I kind of subscribed to it. And that's Yahweh, like it talks about in Genesis, right? He had to get permission for the land to rise out of the sea. Well, who gave permission for that? Well, she believed that there was they talk about it in like African folklore and stuff. Her name is Mami Wata, right? And they talk about this entity or this spirit is the consciousness of the water. And Renetta had a great video. It was called The Unholy Trinity Quaternity of the Beast. And she breaks down their unholy trinity, right? So there's like an AI god at the top and a spider, but there's also a werewolf and there's also a vampire. And that's why they are they're basically trying to turn us all into beasts, right? They want us like zombies and they want us dumbed down and they don't want us procreating. And that's why they're putting all of this DNA and stuff into the food. We know what happens in zombie movies when you consume flesh, right? It turns you into a rabid creature. Tucker says hello, everybody. Sorry, my dog. Anyway, so that's how you read it. And like I said, this is not my work, so I want to give credit where it's due. And I'll spell the last name. It's C as in Charlie, Z as in Zulu, E as in Echo, B as in Bravo, T as in Tango, A-R, Alpha Romeo, Zabatar, Zaboter. And you can get that account for free on Kingdom Living with Jesse, and it's called Unveiling the System. You can also watch her over at Aquarius Rising Africa with Chantel Mayberg's channel. And I know that she had like Arcane Raw and stuff on there recently too. So I just think these are great resources of information. And like I said, I'm not a religious person. I'm definitely spiritual, but I do believe in listening to wisdom. And I do think that there are wisdom and pieces of truth that are interlaced in with a lot of misinformation and lies. So discernment is really important, right? Your discernment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, my dear. You wanna keep going?
Yes. Let me see.
I was hoping maybe we could show some of the wall murals that we found in Boulder. Now, I'm so sorry, you guys. Like I sent him like 900 images yesterday, and we are dealing with some and stuff, so we're doing the best we can. But I don't know if you're able to pull it up on your search browser.
Yeah, I have Boulder murals up. Which one are you looking for in particular?
I wanted to show the ones with the octopus, and there was a few of them with like gigantic. So this is something I noticed, you guys, when I was decoding Pittsburgh for Rob, a typical skeptic. They are using these outdoor wall murals to communicate. And no shit, in Boulder, I found a Monarch High School painting monarch butterflies everywhere. And something I've noticed is in a lot of towns and communities, like I ran into this in Tulsa, I ran into this in Boulder and Denver. There is like a Pearl Street or a Pearl District. And this seems to be like the heart of the community, right? And I found in Boulder, not only did it have monarch butterflies, okay, so we know monarch, right? Monarch programming, but anything that has like corn or there's another one. These are signals that are indicating the trafficking of minions, if you know what I mean, little people, young ones, underage.
Mm-hmm.
So it's corn. I think dragonflies are another one. But I literally found a compass with monarch butterflies painted near Pearl Street or the Pearl District in Boulder. And the other thing that I noticed too is this red eyeball, right? Like I found a gigantic crocodile painted that has one red eyeball. There was this penguin that was painted that has the most creepy looking little demon feet. And I actually found a coat of arms that it matches the red feet. So,
Wow.
yeah. All right. So whichever ones you want to pull up, we'll just show everybody. I know we've been on here for a little over an hour. So if you pull those up, we can show those. And then we'll show the cracking companies and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah. Let me see here. I found one of the octopus ones from Boulder. Let's see. Let's just make sure. Hopefully it's that one that you're looking for. Let me see.
I don't know if Connor's still here, but Connor, after we're done, I'll come over and I'll watch your live stream. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you had a live stream today. I wouldn't have scheduled mine so close.
Oh.
But yeah, well, we'll go over and we'll watch Connor when we're done here.
Yeah. Okay, I put the octopus from Boulder. That's one that I found.
Yes. Let me add it on the stage. Sorry. There we go. Yeah, so this seems to be like a language, you guys. And look, it's got one freaking eyeball. So I keep running into like a blue eyeball and a red eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if the red eyeball is connected with the Eye of Sauron, Steven, my friend at BG Cast Podcast, he says he sees this thing in the astral all the time and he wrestles with it and he calls it Yaldabaoth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yaldabaoth.
Kelly also saw too. Kelly has a channel and this is so crazy, you guys. I'm on the phone talking to Kelly one day. That's how I found out about this patch. And I'm texting Steven and they are both telling me the same story about this red eyeball. Kelly got pulled out of her body during Lionsgate and she was in this like stained glass chapel and she's walking next to a giant and there's a little boy on the other side of the giant and she thinks that's her higher self. And she hears what sounds like an old TV like clicking. And she looks over and she sees this gigantic red eyeball. Now, Billy Carson calls it the all-seeing eye of Enlil. The Gnostics called it the demiurge. Whatever it is, it does seem to exist. I mean, these motherfuckers certainly seem to believe in it, right? I'm so sorry about my mouth. So bad about cussing. Sorry, not sorry. These individuals obviously seem to believe in it and they're painting it everywhere. And one of the first wall murals I found in Pittsburgh is literally the weirdest looking human. He's got like backwards legs and it says it's painted fallen angel, like a door. And behind the door looks like that matrix like coating, right? Or like a net. It looks like a portal. Wow. So, yeah. Alrighty. Next.
I'm trying to find let's go back. On my search, the octopus murals. There's another one here in Colorado. The other murals in Colorado. Which other one were you looking for?
Yeah, they were in Denver or Boulder. It seems to be the same artist. I mean, it's just a whole bunch of these, right? There was also one I found where it says like the something to the effect of like the language of sign language, right? And it's like a person, you know, those Masonic poses and handshakes they do. It's a whole sign language. Or the language of signature, right? Sigils. It's all, you know, they do their pyramid, right? The pyramid of manifestation or something like that. Sorry, you guys, I'm haven't had any caffeine today, so I'm not doing so good. But you know, it's all a language, and they are all signaling to each other. The other thing I forgot to tell you about the seals is that the writing that is in that outer layer, that is referring to the Masonic lodge that holds the authority. Usually it's the Northern or the White Lodge that holds the authority. And the Southern Blue Lodge, which is like the basics of Freemasonry, is like a support system. But they are magicians. They are doing magic. And
Yeah.
I think we all have some Freemasons in the family. I know Aaron's got Shriners in his family. My grandfather was a Freemason. So, I mean, no judgment. Okay. We all have somebody somewhere up the lineage line that has made a contract or has entered in to cahoots with these people. Okay. There's no judgment. I think that what matters is that you have some integrity and the ultimate decision you make at the end, right? I think all can be forgiven. All right.
Yeah, I found one. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Hold on. Let me just do one thing here because my computer is like kind of acting up, so I have to do like a workaround just to get to the image.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Thank you. So are you. We're having a great time. Yeah, let me see.
In his tentacle. Yeah, you know what? I don't have any fillings. I'm 40 years old and I didn't have any cavities till a few years ago. And I'm a recovering heroin addict. And I was on methadone, and now I'm on Suboxone, and now I have cavities. But I actually went a couple months ago to the dentist. I was going to get all my teeth taken care of. And this see you next Tuesday, this dental hygienist literally was trying to choke me with the suction thing. And I put my hand up. Oh man, let me tell you, I left there hysterically crying. This woman, yeah, I think she was a witch. Like, she was so, I'm getting a hot flash just thinking about it. She pissed me off so bad. She got so angry at me for calling her out that, like, you know, the light that goes above the dentist chair, she literally bitch slapped it. She had me all cornered in and wouldn't let me out of the. Yeah. And I'll tell you what's weird.
She wouldn't let you out?
She wouldn't let me out. Yeah. She wanted to clean up all the shit.
It's like a little shop of horror.
Oh, she pissed me off. Let me tell you what happened. So my dad went to this dentist. He pretty much almost had a seizure driving home. Then Aaron got a tooth removed at that dentist. He ended up shoving the dentist because the dentist was using his whole bottom jaw as leverage to yank his tooth out, and like almost broke Aaron's jaw. And Aaron kept saying, hey, like, ouch, right? So Aaron finally shoved the dentist. Then I go in for cleaning. She didn't even finish my cleaning. Like, oh, I was so heated. Anyways.
Wow.
The point is this: I didn't end up with any fillings, and you can't tell I have beautiful teeth, but you know, I think it was because of the Suboxone or the methadone that, and I know there's lawsuits now because of this, where it's causing like massive cavities and stuff. So there's a book that talks about how to naturally reverse your cavities. I think a lot of it has to do with sugar and carbohydrates, and I've been eating really clean for like 2 years now. Like, I don't drink soda hardly at all. I don't really drink alcohol much. I like mushrooms and pot. And I drink my Gatorade. I love Gatorade. That's like my one thing I let myself have is Gatorade. But if not that, I drink water. But anyways, sorry, Willow said something about he said I went over the river and through the woods with it.
That's right. I have another octopus mural, also from Denver. It's the blue one with the 3 eyes. I think it has 3 eyes. That's very interesting.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, and look what it has in one of its tentacles there. Very interesting.
What is that?
It's like a little spaceship, like a little space capsule.
The white thing. What's the white thing? Holy cow! Look at that thing. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 eyes, but then it has like a little space capsule, like a little spaceship in its tentacle there. You see, it has like a little blue visor. Yeah. What was the white thing you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that the white thing, that might be like smoke or something.
Makes
this
sense.
is very interesting. Yeah, it's interesting how they put the, the big 3-eyed octopus, but then, it's always, you do it, and then all of a sudden what you think about is space, because it's going back again to that mythical creature.
Yeah, you know what else I've noticed? I noticed, like, because I do a lot of gematria or counting, I always notice they usually have like 6. There's always like the number 6. Now I realize this one has 4 tentacles and then it has like 3 eyes, but usually there's the number 6 in there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting.
In this one, it's really good.
Yeah, I'm trying to. My computer's like acting up. I don't know.
It's
It
okay.
never acts.
I know. It's the fusion centers.
Yeah.
Someone said something I was listening to. I think it was Robert Stanley, and I love Robert Stanley. I think I know he's denounced some of his work, but he was like one of the first people I ever made contact with years ago. He used to send me books. That's how I was able to corroborate that the sun is a stargate and there's things coming out of it. And he was doing shows with a man who was in Dallas that unfortunately passed away named James Horask. James Horask was connected with a guy who wrote the book Ringmakers of Saturn. And he talks about these MV vehicles that he says are like the creators of star systems. The guy was fascinating, and I can't find he did like, I think he did 3 or 4 different podcasts I listened to, and then the guy died like in a VA hospital. He was incredibly sick. But he had amazing stories, and I was fascinated with them. Hold on, I lost you.
Oh, what? I'm here.
I put you back on the stage. Sorry.
Thank you. Here, I got another one for you. It's really cool. Where'd it go? I just had it. Oh, brother.
It's okay.
I got it. There you go. I found this one. This one is okay. Now, just so everyone knows, and YouTube and everybody doesn't go crazy, this is for educational purposes only. We're not putting anyone down. We're not talking bad about anybody. We're not saying, oh, they're full of, whatever. We're talking about Cthulhu and the whole mythos around it and the whole octopus and symbolically how it has its tentacles and everything. Okay, so YouTube, take it easy. Don't worry about it. Okay.
That's what I always say. It's creative entertainment. We don't know what we're talking about. They keep us here because we're pretty, not because we're smart.
Yeah.
Nothing to see. Keep moving. All right, here, I'll put it on the screen.
Yes, this is a museum, an aquarium, which is very beautiful. It's very beautiful. But as you can see there, I found this very interesting because this is in Montana, I believe, or Missouri. But what I found interesting is that it's very beautiful. I love the way this looks. This is a tremendous piece of architecture and artistry. But they call it the demiurge.
Oh, no kidding!
Yeah, so that's why I found it interesting.
It looks like a portal.
Very interesting. I mean, he's made out of mirrors, so that right there says a lot. I think it's mirrors.
I think that's what went to a Ripley's Believe It or Not in Dallas, and they had a whole exhibit that was all mirrors like this.
Yeah. Well, that says so much. I understand, it's for the beauty of it, and the octopus is so awesome. But you're calling this is called the demiurge, which I found very interesting. I'm like, why would you call it that of all things? Do you even know who the demiurge is?
Yeah.
So that's what you were saying earlier. So then I actually found something
Yeah.
that, went to what you were saying. So very interesting.
Coincidences,
And,
there's no coincidence. These people are very calculated. They know what they're doing. And I think that they believe that they are relieving themselves karmically by putting things out there. Now, I have my own theories about karma. Specifically, Ashiana, she talks about one of the layers of our light body is a memory shield. And that, we had this connection where we would go through incarnations and we wouldn't lose our family and we wouldn't lose our shit and we wouldn't lose, our memories. And I believe that they have tinkered with us genetically and deactivated that, which has created karma. Now, I know karma is one of those things that people are very opinionated about, and I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. Me personally, I don't think we're meant to go through 10 gazillion reincarnations of suffering. We go up this tunnel of light. There's this council of elders, and they're like, oh, you just think you have a few wrinkles you need to iron out. We just think you need a couple more fuck that shit, man. Seriously, like we are fractals of source. That's right, Tucker. Tucker feels the same way. We don't need to these incarnations. Hi, buddy. I'm gonna have to set my phone down. I gotta go let my dog out real quick. Okay, I'll be right back.
okay.
I has to go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back if that's okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to? Do you want to put something else on the screen? You should be able to put it on the stage.
I'm gonna try to see if I can put it on the stage. I don't know if it's actually letting me. I can present it, but let's see. Let me see if it'll let me do.
You have to go potty, buddy. You're just gonna have to hold your little paws. Hold on.
I can do it. No, my computer. Let me see. Upload. No. All right.
Buddy, hold on. Just 1 second. Just hold your tail. This is fine.
I didn't remove from yeah. It's not letting me put
Okay, I see it. Let me add it.
Oh yeah, there you go. Sorry.
No, you're cool. There you go. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna set the phone down. I'll be right back. Give me about 5 minutes. You got the wheel. All right, come on, let's go party, guys.
All right. Yeah, she'll be back. It's nice to be here with everyone. I'm sorry, I've been like crazy looking for images and stuff. My email, it got like shut down. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced that too. It's working for years, for months, and then the moment I need to get these images that are very important, it's like, no more email. Nothing's coming through, nothing's going out. I'm like, okay, it's very interesting. Hey, well, nice to meet you too. Hopefully, we can see each other, because we would love to have as many guests as possible on our show. We're doing the new, we did something between me and Michelle called our new podcast together, Third Eye Roll. Okay, and that basically has to do with, intuition, discernment, coming together and unpacking, whatever we find, decoding, patches like this, images, certain words, symbols, just really anything, because everything has a meaning. Every symbol that you see, even just a triangle, anything, all these glyphs, they all have very interesting meanings. Some for good, and some not for any good at all, unfortunately. Yeah, I know. Oh, sorry about that. I think it's. I know that I put in. I put in noise cancel. I want to put noise cancellation. Let me see if I can fix that. have it. Just my volume. No. Sorry about that, guys. Reduce my background echo cancellation. Well, I don't know if that's me. I'm like staying still and the noise is continuing. Yes, I have to wait for her to come back. Wow. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's not coming from my end. Yeah, it says Special Projects Division. And of course, this is the Kraken, and it has the trident. And the trident, of course, has so many, so many meanings too, especially God of the ocean, Poseidon, and the Special Projects mission, I mean, that says it all. I have a feeling this is great show. There's a new trident octopus converted as Special Projects Division, short-bladed tactical badges. So, so sorry about that noise. I don't know where that's coming from. So, yeah, I'm sure you're right, Willow, for sure. It's like everything, it's like constant. It's like a constant barrage of, like let's get them with these images. Let's use, the most horrible thing. The reason why they use the octopus is because it, to people, it's like it's so terrifying. Just the big eyes, the way it moves. It's very, it flows, the tentacles. Just like it's like people who are afraid or have a lot of fear. This would be the most terrifying image. That's Lovecraft. He had a dream way back in 1919, and it had to do with this the image of the creature. Where in the dream he went to an antiquities museum, but he brought with him a bas relief that he sculpted himself, and he brought it to the curator. And he says, I would like to leave it here, donate it, basically saying. And then, yeah, I know. And I told that even the numbers 1914 is very significant. So, but in the dream, he went and he wanted to leave the. Oh man, that noise is so horrible. But he went, and the curator said, "Oh no, that's way too new to have here with all these antiquities." And so he says, "Okay, well, show it to me. Let me see." So he unveiled the bas relief of this carving, the sculpture that he did, and it was the sculpture of Cthulhu, this this like creature. Okay, it was the octopus head. It had wings. It was very scary. The curator in the dream was horrified that he was seeing it. He was like, "Oh my God, this is like." The moment that he even looked at it, it was like it invoked like this horrible fear. Like even just looking at it, it was like a nightmare. And then he says, then he goes, "Can you please tell me who you are?" He said to the man in the dream, which was himself. So the man in the dream told the curator his name, but then the curator said, "No, no, no, not that name, the one from before." And then the guy was like, "What in the world is he talking about?" Like he was like taken back. Like, what are you talking about? So the curator the dream, it's like he knew something. Like he knew that this this man had lived other lives. And that was very interesting to see that in the dream, that even the man himself was like taken aback, like, wow, what is he talking about? But then, he went and within the dream, he sold the bas relief to the museum. He gave like this ridiculous price, but it was just interesting that that's where the image of that creature came from. It's from that dream. And then he went on to write, the Call of Cthulhu. It was very, very interesting.
Yeah, I think that these people are writing and seeing things that are not. I think they're witnessing them. I think they're going to other realms, or they're opening portals.
Yeah, because that's what happened in the dream that H.P. Lovecraft had. I don't know if you heard the beginning of it, but in the dream he told the curator that he created the sculpture of the bas relief of Cthulhu. He actually created it in his dreams. He carved the bas relief of Cthulhu in his dreams. So that was also a very interesting thing. So he's actually doing this on the other side, and then it's like it's like real. Like if he was to bring it over into the world where we are now, he probably wouldn't be able to bring it with him. Who knows? But if he leaves it there in the dream world, then it'll have effects there also.
Oh no shit! That's interesting.
Yeah, that's how Cthulhu came about. I was telling everybody about the dream that Lovecraft had, how he created.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think you did such a good job. If you don't
Do you hear that interference?
Huh?
Do you hear that interference? All that knocking and stuff.
I do. That's what I was going to ask you, is if you mind if we go ahead and end the stream, and we do a part 2 next Saturday, because I'm having a lot of interference and it's freezing really bad.
Oh,
I think it's unwanted attention.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a part 2. Yeah. We definitely hope that everybody comes back and joins us. It'll probably be right.
Yeah, I was hoping we could start doing these every Saturday, and my friend has a Zoom that 100 people can join, and I'm going to work something out with her where I know she teaches private groups and stuff, so I'm going to offer her some of my time and cover some groups for her, and teach some stuff to her girls. And I'm also writing a book right now that goes with my Oracle deck, so I'm going to give her a free copy of my book when it's done. She's been really helpful, her and Maya. So I'm really grateful for you guys. I am so appreciative for your time. I'm appreciative for all the information you share. I definitely think this has been a community effort. So, and I'm very grateful to my co-host and all his time he put into this. Thank you for all your time and your effort and trying to make sense of all of my disorganization. You were amazing.
You're not disorganized. It's just, of course, I was having trouble for the first time ever with my emails, but for next week, everything will be set and there will be no trouble. I'll have everything all set up, what we're going to talk about. But yeah, definitely want to do a part 2 for sure.
Yeah, we have some we're going to be covering too, you guys. This is just the first of many, but we want to keep it organized. So we're going to finish the Cthulhu and then we'll move on to the other ones. But there's a direction for this. Yes. So do you want to tell everybody where they can find you and about your channel and stuff?
I'm sorry?
Everybody where they can find you, your channel. I know you have a channel on YouTube. Did you want to tell everybody where they can find you at so they can go and subscribe? Because I know you do like a lot of animated. He does all the videos for Raw Cloud, you guys. Everybody here knows Raw Cloud Law of One is. That's how we met. So he's been doing like, what is it, like 5 parts now of an animated series that you've done for Raw.
Yeah, I'm working on episode 5 right now. I just gave him the trailer. You know, I'm doing that now. I think that's more exciting to create a trailer, so you know, it creates anticipation. So he
Yeah.
has the trailer. I think he does have on his YouTube. Uh, if you go to his Rumble channel, you can see the episodes there because what I do is I create music. I create music with the video. So if you watch the video itself, like the episode is maybe like four and a half minutes. But then you know, then there's a music video after, right, attached to it. Because I thought that was I don't know, for me, I think that's really cool. You're watching something exciting and then it goes into this really cool music. And the music is mentioning, is mentioning Raw Cloud and the crew, his people, and it's just a cool ending to the video. So all the music that I create has to do with the video itself and with the people in the video. So I thought that was pretty cool to do it that way.
Everybody, the name of your channel where they can find this at.
Oh, where'd it go? I just had it. Me, I'm under Wolf Dragon or Wolf Dragon 007. I'm never sure which one is under, but yeah, I'm definitely under Wolf Dragon. It's just one word. It's capital WOLF. Then it's a capital D.
Dragon.
R A, yeah. Wolf Dragon or Wolf Dragon 007, and my channel should be there. First, I want to apologize because I was doing all these videos and I have stories on there. I have, all kinds of different things that I do, but I'm going to be focusing more on the animation, and I want to try to get some fitness in there too, and some other crafts that I like to do, but mostly the animation. I had to take a long hiatus because I had gotten hurt at my last job. It was like really bad, and I'm going to make a video about that too. So, but yeah, you can check me out, and there's more coming. There's more coming now that I'm feeling better, and I was so blessed to find Michelle and Raw Cloud, of course. Both of them. They're like, wow. They're like my right hand and my left hand, just holding me up, because I really need it sometimes. Two very special and very strong people in my life that I really needed at the time they came into my life. So
Wow.
very, very, very happy to have you.
I'm happy to have you in my life too. I love you guys so much. Man, I just couldn't have asked for better people. Like, I just want to reiterate that. Like, I'm so grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for your time. And we've got a lot more of these we're going to be coming out with and stuff. And you guys know you can find me. I'm the Earth Grid Rescue Mission on YouTube. We've got a Substack that's going to be coming out and a Patreon too. We're trying to get all these social media accounts set up. So we've got a lot of art we're going to be coming out with. Actually, Anchor Haven had a great idea because I've made so much artwork for my Oracle decks. So I'm actually going to let you guys vote on which ones get to be in the deck. So it's a dream world with portals, like the doors to the different dream worlds. And so anyways, and then I think what I'm going to do is after this deck, I think I'm going to do an individual deck for each of the spirit guides that I've channeled. So, and he does art too. So that's something we want to do is get you guys involved and let you guys be part of that process.
Yeah, for sure. That'll be lots of fun.
I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love being here. This was awesome. I love being here with everyone. Hey, look at Rock Cloud is in the house. No problem. No problem. So,
I see the chat. I'm on myself. Oh,
anyway,
I'm so
Jason, Willow, Maya.
Yeah, we just did a for his channel and stuff. So you guys go and subscribe to Raw Cloud Law of One. He's on YouTube and Rumble.
Yeah.
Kind of where it all started. Awesome. So that's how I kind of found. That's how you and I found each other, was through Raw. I just can't say enough about him. I mean, he's like a brother to me. So if you guys haven't follow, he definitely has amazing content. And he brings a lot of disclosure and a lot of intel into the community that otherwise we would not have for him. So
yeah, he's you know, when it comes to timelines, when it comes to things that are going on like right now in the present, yeah, he shares all that disclosure, like, you know, letting you know what's going on, and you know his experiences. And this is how me and him, we came up with the series. It's called Jumping Timelines. So that's how that came about. So it's been a really fun series to put together, and it's taught me so much. And I really want that to go. I want to keep doing it and keep, you know, because the characters are all, it's endless what they can do. But yeah, Rock Claw's channel has everything, shorts. He's got his videos. He has other interviews too, but all his information is most definitely has helped me so much. Just having him in my life, and now having you. My awakening process kind of accelerated, you know, being with him and listening to him, and our friendship grew. You know, he's like my brother. You know, he's like, that's my brother as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, he's like a brother to me. I
Yeah.
guys, sure, this is my family, like a soul family. And man, he made me work so hard for it. You know, I was so frustrated. He wouldn't tell me, but I'll tell you what, I am so grateful that he made me do it that way, because the memories that have come back, like, you know, they all, like you said, it would come at the right time, and it sure did. And I don't think I would have appreciated it, and I wouldn't have dug and done so much work if I didn't have to do the work. So I'm glad that he didn't just, you know, willy-nilly just let me have the information. And every time I'm on that channel, I learn something. Every time, I mean, seriously, every time I go over there and I see a video, I end up having a major download afterwards. So
Yeah.
it wasn't an accident we found each other, you know, and I value the trust that I've earned with Raw. Like, glad that he has good discernment. I'm glad that he vets everybody. It's a privilege and an honor to be in his life and your life too, Wolf Dragon. And you know, I feel like this is the team. Like, this is, you know, we all found each other for a reason, and we have a lot of work to do, but I'm very hopeful about the future.
Yeah, absolutely. All of us together, we can be unstoppable, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree. Oh yeah, we have definitely, we're going to do a part 2, so we can like finish up there, and hopefully they won't be doing all this crazy interference.
Yeah, as soon as I get some
Awesome.
My house is a disaster. I'm sure you guys could see all the boxes right now. I mean, at least I can walk through the house now. But I mean, it was like 12 hours of driving and then 4 hours of unloading the U-Haul. I could go the rest of my life without moving again, and it wouldn't be long enough. But Aaron found a beautiful house. I love the neighborhood. It's gorgeous. The dogs are happy. We got a big backyard. I've got nice neighbors. The neighbors helped us unload the fridge and everything, like the washer dryer. Aaron and I were exhausted, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have gotten all this crap in the house. So you just don't realize how much you own, so you have to pack and move it all. So hopefully I won't be moving again soon. I'll tell you what's ironic is I lived 45 minutes from NASA in Alabama, right? I was 45 minutes from Huntsville. Now I'm a mile from Tinker Air Force Base. I just keep ending up at these places. So I feel like there's important work to be done in the community here. And like I said, I don't think I could have asked for better people, for a better family.
Yeah, for sure.
So
thank you, Maya and Willow. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah, we can do this. Yeah, I can't wait to do this again.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm excited.
Yeah. Hope everyone enjoyed. And yeah, next time we're gonna be a little bit more organized with the pictures, because the email just went crazy. But you know, next week I'm gonna make sure I have it locked down. It's gonna be nice.
You did great. We couldn't have done it without you. I'm just All right, you guys. Connor Allen, I know he's going live, so you guys should go and to watch. And hey, just hang out for a minute while I end the stream, okay?
Yeah.
All right, I love you guys. I'll see you all later.
See you guys.